3 players to consider selling high. First on my list is Zion Williamson. There is no denying his talent. For his career, he's averaged around 26 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.5 stocks, and has been shooting at an elite 61% from the field. The problem is, he's rarely on the court. In the 3 seasons that he has been able to play, he's only averaged 38 games. In his rookie year, he had to have knee surgery. Then at the end of his second year, he fractured a finger. And then he missed his entire third year after having to have foot surgery. So I worry about his conditioning. And there's already questions about his conditioning in general. And once he gets close to that 30-35 game mark, I really think we might see his production taper off. As it is, both his scoring and field goal percentages are down. So I have to think with Trey Murphy coming back and also CJ McCollum coming back and Herb Jones kind of emerging as a scorer, that it wouldn't be surprising to see Williamson's touches go down a bit. Ultimately, I think it's a risk to keep him on your roster, and if you can get a player inside of the top 50 for him while he's healthy, I would try to do it. Next on my list is Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon, by all accounts, has had a really solid year. He's averaging 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6.1 assists, and 0.9 steals per game. But I think a big reason for his success has been the fact that the Portland Trailblazers have been so hurt this year. Anthony Simons has pretty much missed the entire season this year after having to have thumb surgery early on. And Scoot Henderson has been dealing with an ankle injury, which has also kept him out several weeks. Not to mention that the Blazers are still heavily invested in Shaedon Sharpe. And I think as the season goes on, they're going to continue to move towards the youth to see what they have in these young players. Currently, Brogdon is starting, but I don't see that lasting. I think once the Blazers do throw in the towel, they'll move Scoot Henderson into the starting lineup. Another concerning thing for me is the fact that Brogdon really doesn't have the best injury history. This year alone, he's already missed 5 games due to a hamstring, and right now he's dealing with knee soreness and is questionable for tomorrow's game. And even over the last 6 seasons, he's only managed to play around 54 games per year, so he does carry some injury risk. I think it's imminent that he's going to get fewer shots, and he's also shooting a career low from the field, right around 41%. And I think now would be a good time to move him if you can, especially because Simons is still getting back up to speed, and Brogdon should have some inflated value for the next few games if he manages to suit up. Last on my list is Miles Bridges. I am surprised that this guy missed an entire season and pretty much picked up right where he left off 2 years ago. He's averaging around 20 points per night, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, knocking down 2 3-pointers per night, and he's getting around 1.4 steals per game, which is up about a half a steal from when he last played. There's no denying his talent either, but I do think he's in a similar situation to Brogdon. Both Terry Rozier and LaMelo Ball have missed time this season. First, Rozier dealt with a groin injury which cost him 9 games, and he's only been back for 5 games, and now LaMelo Ball is dealing with an ankle injury which has cost him to miss the last 4 games. And all of this has kind of coincided with Bridges' return to the lineup, and I think once the Hornets do get healthy, his production should fall off a little bit. He's currently averaging nearly 37 minutes per game, which is a career high, and if you can use that to your advantage to flip him for a player a tier above him, I would consider doing it. Those are some players to consider selling high. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and let me know your thoughts on who you think we should consider selling high in the comments below.